The city's working on a vision plan for its largest green space in South Boston, Moakley Park. To tell us about the plan and the role for community participation is the project manager for Discover Moakley from the Boston Parks and Recreation Department, Allison Perlman. Thank you very much for being with us, Allison.
Thank you for having me.
The vision plan here, it's not just about the park because you've got to think about climate change and really the whole neighborhood. So what are you expecting in the next few decades?
The vision plan is looking at kind of from short term, from the first 5 years out until 20 years. So we're looking at not only just how do we improve the park for the community right now, but how do we improve it for the future? And as part of that 20-year plan, we're really seeing the impacts coming out of Climate Ready Boston plan that we are going to be facing a lot of flooding from increased rainfall and sea level rise, and then also urban heat island effect. So how do we start to look at urban design and open space design and helping to not only create a better park, but help reduce these impacts from climate change for the whole neighborhood?
Well, climate change is one thing you've got to look at. You're also going at the Boston, Imagine Boston 2030 plan, and that's really about whole community planning. So how does that affect what you're doing with this park?
Well, we're really fortunate to continue the efforts that Mayor Walsh has set forth with Imagine Boston 2030 and Climate Ready Boston. Imagine Boston 2030 identified Moakley Park as one of its key projects and looking at finishing out the connection of the Emerald Necklace that was created originally by Olmsted. And so that is looking at better access, providing better access to not only South Boston and Carson Beach, but also looking at Dorchester and Roxbury, even down to Mattapan, and how do we create a better connection for these neighborhoods, providing better access to parks, to open space, and also to the beach.
Well, I've seen this park over the years used for a number of different kind of active sports. It could be street hockey, it could be hurling at one time, maybe some baseball. But what have people in the neighborhood been telling you they want to see for this park in the future?
We're seeing a lot of different expression in terms of input and passion. We're seeing it from all different levels. We've done a lot of community outreach at different scales, and so we've seen both, we want better active recreation in terms of the facilities, but we're also seeing that people want improvement in community gathering spaces. They want a diversity of uses within the park so that not only can the sports enthusiasts really appreciate the park, but other people that don't play sports can actually go in and build relationships within the community and also bring their kids to the park. Older generation have a space where they can walk and they can interact with South Boston residents, but also Boston residents.
Well, you have an event coming up pretty soon called Discover Moakley. So what's going to be happening there?
Yeah, so September 29th, we're having an event all day. We're partnering with Boston Harbor Now, Trust for Public Land, Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, DCR. And we're looking at really new programming in the park that we maybe haven't seen before and testing out ideas. Some of that programming is fitness, some of it's local music and performance. We're looking at outdoor movie night, skateboarding, and a lot of different information booths to provide more information on the community and also about the vision plan. So this is really an opportunity for the community to come out, engage with both the city and the design team for the vision plan, STOS, Landscape Urbanism, and look at, one, what's important to them, but also get involved in the design of it. We're doing a design charrette with youth so that we can really engage kind of from age 10 up to 90 on this plan and hear what people really want to see out there.
What are the possibilities for making this park more resilient in the face of climate change? Because you have things that could damage the park too, and at the same time, you want to put some other kinds of features around this park to absorb the impact. So what could that mean?
Well, there's a lot of different ways to address climate resiliency. We're fortunate that we have 60 acres, so we do have a little space to maybe look at something that offers co-benefits. So not only does it provide flood protection, but it could be used as a park amenity. So for instance, if you did a berm or some kind of sand dune type thing, you could provide not only protection, but a passive area for recreation in terms of walking, a diversity of landscape within the park, and increasing wildlife habitat.
And maybe that barrier might protect the surrounding neighborhood too. Couldn't that also be the
Absolutely,
case?
that would be an additional co-benefit is providing flood protection for not only the park itself and the existing recreational activities that are happening there, but also the adjacent neighborhood.
Well, if people want more information about the process, the event coming up, what's the best way to get near that at least?
You know, the easiest way is to really Google Moakley Park Vision Plan Boston, and that'll come up with the Boston website. And there's a lot of information to link to the event and how people can get involved in terms of volunteering, and then also kind of the layout for the day.
And we should mention one more time the exact time for the event at the park.
It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then the movie will be 7 to 9 p.m.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Allison Perlman from the Boston Parks and Recreation Department.